Syracuse. He would be a lot more of an efficient scorer if he wasn't running into whoever's the big number 42 for Syracuse the other night was just always in the way because Okpara was in there in the way himself.
It's interesting. It's going to be and look, it's why you play these games. I appreciate the call. It's why you play these games, because if you don't play those games, you're not going to know those things about yourself, and so you can't make those adjustments. People don't want to hear this, but the Syracuse game's not about December. It's not about thrilling everybody in December. It's about a process. It's about where can we be at the end of the year, because we already know we're in the tournament. I'm going to just take a little bit of the fun out of it for you. We're not trying to qualify for the tournament. We're trying to win in the tournament. This guy's gone to 2 Elite Eights. I trust him. I trust and verify. I trust the guy. And I verify. But yeah, I mean, look, we got, they fast break pointed us like 18-0 the other night. You're not going to win basketball games like that. So we're not getting easy scores, and we're not getting easy scores in our half court. And I just looked at something here that I want to share with you on our TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, because the two model programs in the sport in terms of the transfer portal signed a few more players than we would have thought they would have signed, or did they? We'll ask about that, and we'll continue our conversation. In the meantime, I love you. I appreciate you. It's been incredible. You being with me, me being with you on the radio side. We'll continue our conversation at tclub.team. The Playbook with William Pattison is on the way next. That's a young man that I'm extremely high on. I love William, his cast and crew, followed by Dubsy and Dubsy Mania. We love you. Appreciate you.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
And I went a little long with things, but I want to come back.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
And here we go, live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play with Brett Hullander and Allie Campbell. I'm William Pattison. We appreciate you listening along with us on this Thursday afternoon from Knoxville, Tennessee. Plenty to cover over the next 2 hours, including our recap from National Signing Day, an incredible class for Josh Heupel and the Volunteers. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about what's next for this Tennessee football team as they enter into the offseason. And one of the questions is going to be around the quarterback position. Who does Tennessee go into next season as their starter? So we'll talk about that, maybe some portal players to keep an eye on as well. We'll also have our best bets look ahead presented by VIP Play as we get ready for conference championship weekend in college football. And then in hour number 2, as we always do on Thursdays, it's our college football buy or sell. The topics and teams and players that we are buying heading into conference championship weekend and as we encroach on the college football playoff. And then we'll also talk about a very important stretch for Tennessee basketball that's coming up. Illinois on Saturday and Louisville traveling to Knoxville next week. So we'll talk about what's at stake for the Volunteers heading into a very important stretch of basketball. We'll wrap it up with our final thoughts. So happy you're here. Let's welcome in the rest of the crew, beginning with Brett. Brett, how are you?
Doing pretty well. Still cold out. I guess it is December, though, so that's expected. I finally caught up on my Advent calendar. I was slacking on my Advent calendar. It took me 4 days to open my first 4 days, so I played catch up this morning. I got a puzzle Advent calendar.
Okay.
So it's like a cat one. I'm not big on the Advent calendars where it's like chocolate or like coffee or
Really?
So I have a cat Christmas cat calendar or Advent calendar.
Okay.
So it's like probably it's like in sections. It's like probably 50 pieces in a little box, and they all connect together throughout, and it makes a big one by the time Christmas rolls around.
So each day is a puzzle piece.
Basically, a cat face.
That's cool.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Do you have cats?
I do not. I have a Cavapoo, little Cavapoo dog, 2-year-old.
Cavapoo.
Yeah, it's like a Cavalier. It's kind of like it's a poodle type, I guess. So I have a picture I'll show you after the show. But yeah, it's that's how I spent my morning. Putting a puzzle together, I guess.
Interesting.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. So
Still curious about the cat decision, but
yes, I love all animals. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah. So but that's how I spent my morning. Also, just kind of reviewing what we did in the signing day yesterday as well.
See, Brett does have a positive side to him. I know he's got some kindness in there. I know when it comes to Notre Dame and Miami.
I'm not the Grinch.
I know.
Although I went to McDonald's last night, I was really close to getting that Grinchmas meal. Have you heard of it? The Grinchmas
What?
meal?
I know all about it. Very good.
Yes.
of course you do.
So it's kind of a big deal.
It's a huge deal. You should have seen the car in front of me
Oh,
last night.
They get a ton of them?
6 of them
Whoa.
rolled into their car.
So the thing about the Grinchmas meal at McDonald's is that they have had it in Europe.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
the first I heard
decided
of
to
it
bring it
yesterday.
over to the United States. And
Yeah.
they've got an interesting thing in there. It's the shaker fries. Now, the shaker fries
Pickle.
have been in Europe for a
Yeah.
while now.
I'd never heard of them.
They've never been brought over to the United States.
Yeah.
And now they've got that pickle seasoning that you have to, manually shake up.
Yeah, they give you the salt, I guess.
Correct.
Is what
Yes,
it is.
yes,
You pour it
yeah.
on your
Okay.
fries.
Yes. So that's a thing that's long been in Europe at those Europe McDonald's, and now they've brought over to the United States.
But you can also choose your color. Grinch socks.
Yes.
They include a pair of Grinch socks.
There are
in there
4
as well.
pairs.
So is this like a fancy kids meal, or what's the deal?
I think it's.
It is-
Is it green?
It's free. It's the box is green. It's a Happy Meal box, a larger Happy Meal box. But you choose like a Big Mac or a 10-piece nugget. Get a medium drink. You get the fries, the McShaker fries,
Mm-hmm.
the socks,
Mhm.
and I think that's it. But
Socks.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I'd say it's an adult kids meal.
Okay.
I don't know many kids that are gonna eat a Big Mac, are gonna like pickle fries.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
so I say it's more of it for an adult, but kids probably want it for the socks.
Well, we're seeing across a couple of different fast food joints. Some
Yeah,
of
I
these
sent you the one yesterday. Well, that's
Well-
not fast food.
well,
I don't know if that's considered
fast casual.
fast casual.
Fast
Okay, thank you.
casual
What?
is Chipotle.
Chipotle.
What? That is
Yes.
like a new genre of
No,
Well,
restaurant
it's like
item?
it's a sit down restaurant, but
Yeah.
then you can also go in and get it. and it's
fast
pretty-
casual.
fast
pretty quick.
casual.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've heard of that.
Like you
as well.
have to walk in and get your food, but it's like
Yeah,
Like
but
they're-
it's
yeah.
fast casual. Now there are
Well, you
some-
have to go in. Most people think fast food, you have to have a drive-through, right?
correct.
And
Now
this
there are
is-
some Chipotles that do have a drive-through,
Do they
but it's
really?
usually for
Okay.
mobile order pickup.
Yeah.
But it's called fast casual. There's fast food,
Mm.
and that is a
Your
drive-through oriented
McDonald's, your
system.
Yeah.
Fast casual are your Chipotles, your Cavas,
Moe's.
your
Salsaritas.
I'd say Moe's. Well, I'd say Moe's
Okay.
and Salsarita. Like those are like
Those are all the same. Chipotle, salsaritas, right?
I know,
Don't you
but
put them
I
all
feel
in the
like
same
those are more
category?
like restaurants, like because like Chipotle is like a large chain of fast casual, like Panera's fast casual.
Moe's is also a chain.
Okay, well we'll
Yeah,
say
I think
fast
most
casual.
Mexican restaurants
Yeah.
are fast casual. Like I
Okay.
feel like
Yeah.
you'd go in there, eat pretty quick
Okay,
every time if you wanted to. You can also sit there, be casual, and take your time. But
sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that type of food. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't watch I think it's a CNBC. So I will every now and then watch a CNBC on YouTube, and they'll do reports on fast casual restaurants
Gotcha.
like Chipotle, like Cava, stuff like that. So I like to, that's where I got that term from.
Do you think you'll take advantage of that deal I sent you?
I probably will if Allie can get that shirt.
Oh yeah,
I
that
do
shirt
have
back.
it here.
That's funny.
Yeah,
they have to
oversized.
accept that shirt.
I think that would be
Absolutely.
acceptable as an ugly sweater.
Absolutely.
I mean, not that
It's
not that the
not
shirt's
ugly.
ugly.
No.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
what are you saying? No.
You know,
You love their restaurant.
yeah.
Mhm.
I was there
Number
last
one,
night.
number
fan.
one fan.
Was there last night. It started to get to the point where, like, in college, where like I'd have to come in with a disguise. Like I'd start wearing like my sunglasses so they wouldn't recognize me.
Right.
You need to go to another location.
Well, I
guess that one was.
I
on
have
campus.
3 main locations here in Knoxville.
No way.
The one on campus I call Campus
Well,
Chipotle.
now that you work here, you probably have to go to the other one.
Well, there's 2 around here. So
Yeah.
that was, in the summer, that was long an issue for me. Which one was better? There is Golden State Chipotle, and there is
Okay.
the Chipotle in Turkey Creek.
Mm.
The
Okay, that face says it all.
Turkey Creek one's horrible.
That sounds
wow.
okay.
Just not good quality. They just don't do a good job. And I
Okay.
hate to be mean to them. They just don't.
Their corn salsa is unlike anything else. I love it. And the like salt on the chips and the little lime flavor.
Mm.
It's very easy to make too. That a lot of those things at Chipotle are very easy to make.
I also take credit for informing William that the chips were gluten free. He had no
Mm.
idea.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's something they should have. They don't advertise that
Well, they do. Well,
because I don't think they'd want anybody going there. You give them the chips, and then they find out,
correct.
and then they got a whole problem.
Yeah.
So they don't put on there that it's gluten free, but it is.
You had no way of knowing.
Well, it is gluten free, but it's not like listed as gluten free.
now is this the only chip that does it? Chili's, nobody else.
Chili's is gluten free.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most like Mexican restaurants serve corn chips, so those are
Yeah.
usually fine.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
corn chips
But
are a
not
little
always.
bit cheaper
Yeah.
than flour. But like Moe's, I think Moe's is disgusting personally. If you read up on the stuff they have in those ingredients,
I'd be in trouble if I was reading on food.
Interesting.
yeah, I always read.
Yeah.
On, well, I have to read on food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a little
you-
dangerous,
yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, and
I
speaking
like
of-
Willie's. It's the like Atlanta version of Moe's.
Interesting.
Willie's.
Yeah.
There is a place in Hilton Head Island that has got the best. It was incredible. Like it was so good. I took a picture of it, and
Wow.
I can't remember the name of it though.
You didn't take it.
You need to go look at the picture, yeah.
I've got a picture of my bowl on the beach.
You know, you can. I was gonna say you can go to the location, but if you
It's just. I think it's
Traveled.
just a Hilton Head Island thing. I can't remember the name of it, but my gosh, it was good.
Place, like a walk up.
It's a coffee shop, and like they. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a coffee shop basically with like Chipotle infused with it, but they also do breakfast, so you can get like a breakfast bowl with
Sounds pretty good.
Yum.
potatoes.
Sounds.
It
Good.
was very good.
My dad always gets a huevos rancheros situation, which I guess is like a Mexican breakfast
Yeah.
item.
I really need to know this name. I might call my friend. I might call my friend that lives there. Allie,
He has his phone app out. We are on
I'm
air.
dead serious. I need to.
Wait,
I hope
that
he
is
doesn't
so
say
funny.
anything bad. Allie, how are you?
I'm good. So I'm doing well, but I have a couple things to say in regards to our previous conversation. One, I was thinking that if I had you for the Christmas exchange, Brett, I would have gotten you a positivity sign with like a cat, like
Okay. Yes.
positivity. So
Okay.
I was thinking that
I
could
could have
be
used that.
helpful
No doubt
for
about
you.
it.
Yeah. And then have you guys seen the videos of the Grinch at Universal? There's like a new Universal Studios like section where they have the Grinch, and he talks and acts just like Jim Carrey. It's so entertaining. He does like meet and greets and stuff, and there's all
Really?
these videos of it on TikTok.
He just does this during Christmas, I imagine.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's new. Like I think this is the first year they're doing it, but it's hilarious, and I need to go.
Now he's just walking up to people.
It's like a meet and greet, so you wait in line.
Oh, okay. So like a character picture kind
Yeah.
of thing they do.
But
down
he'll
there.
like
Okay.
yell at you. Like he can just be totally unhinged because
Like-
he's
like
the
the
Grinch.
Grinch,
Yeah.
yeah.
He sounds just like Jim Carrey
Really?
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Never
I
seen that.
know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Java Burrito. That's the name of it.
Makes sense. Coffee.
Well,
and-
he didn't answer the call, and I said, "Just missed your opportunity to be on the air. What's the name of the burrito bowl place in HHI?"
Mm.
Java Burrito,
Java
folks.
Burrito.
Java Burrito is incredible, and we spent 15 minutes talking about this, but it is important because they have like 5, 6, 7 different salsas you could have. Like I got a mango peach salsa with like the corn salsa, and they had like it was awesome. And the quality of food is so good.
There's
a
only one
light in
person.
your
There's
eyes.
probably one person that Roberto, I would imagine, has heard of this place. He always talks about South Carolina. I think he grew up over there, so if he had heard that, he might call in and vouch for it. So, but I trust you when it comes to food, I think.
Most definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, well, let's get into the action as we'll do a National Signing Day recap. And I do see a couple of people in the chat talking about what the quarterback situation will look like next year. We're going to cover that in our next segment, so stick around for that. We appreciate all of you listening and watching along with us, whether it be on the radio or YouTube. But let's talk about this National Signing Day class real quick, because this was a historic group for Tennessee football, as they just signed its best class of the Josh Heupel era, as the Volunteers secured a top 10 class by welcoming 28 new prospects Wednesday. And this is the first day of that early signing period. I don't anticipate we're going to see anyone else added over these next couple of days. So this is going to be the group. And Tennessee signed 19 defensive players, 8 offensive players, and 1 specialist to form a class of 2026 that was ranked number 7 by both Rivals and 24/7 Sports Composite as of 9 p.m. Wednesday night. And my takeaway from this class is this. I think Josh Heupel understands the assignment of, if you want to be one of the best teams in the SEC, if you want to be one of the best teams in the country, you have to recruit so. And that is by bringing in blue chip players, blue chip prospects. The blue chip ratio is a big deal when it comes to national champions. Like last year, Ohio State had a 70% blue chip ratio, and that was, unheard of at the time. But like, you've got to be within that 60 to 70% range in terms of your blue chip ratio in order to legitimately have a chance to win a national championship. And that data goes all the way back for years, as the teams that have those ratios really high are the ones that have the most success. So Josh Heupel understands that, goes out and gets 3 5-star offensive players, a quarterback, an offensive lineman, and a wide receiver. That's going to be really important here in a couple of years. Defensively, you had some issues with your depth in the interior defensive line this year. This class is going to fix a lot of those issues, as these are guys that I think could play right away next year, or if not, be really good depth pieces over the next couple of years. And you did well last year as well. I like an Isaiah Campbell, who we didn't really see a whole lot this year. I think we'll see a lot of next year. But, flipping a couple of these guys like a Gooden and a Carter on that defensive line are be really, really important. 19 defensive players, folks. That tells you that this is a team that wants to continue to make adjustments defensively, wants to hold the long-term standard of what Tennessee's defense looks like. And that is a group that has Hall of Fame players like Eric Berry and Al Wilson, guys like that have set the standard long before this class arrived. And now by adding in these high-level blue-chip prospects on both sides of the football, you're able to now be on the same pedestal as an Ohio State, an Alabama, a Georgia. That is the expectation that you are setting for this program, that you're going to be on that same level. If you want to be in the college football playoff every year, you've got to recruit like it. And Josh Heupel and company did so yesterday with a really, really impressive National Signing Day. Allie, what is your main takeaway from this class?
Well, I think the amount of defensive players that they brought in, like you mentioned, is absolutely massive, because that was clearly the weak spot of this year's group. And so they understood that and they went and addressed it. And I mean, being ranked in the top 10 by a lot of different outlets in this 2026 recruiting class is huge. We're, getting higher ranked players than a lot of our biggest competitors, which I think is enormous. And some of these guys, will take some time, but we have a lot of recruits that are expected to get started pretty quickly. And so they did an incredible job. And I think, especially with the pressure that comes in this next season, it's big that this was the best recruiting class that we've seen under Heupel.
Yeah, and it's the best recruiting class that Tennessee has seen in a while, as Blake Gregory on the YouTube chat chimes in. Best recruiting class since 2015 for Tennessee. And that was a group that had a ton of NFL players involved. And Butch Jones always did a good job recruiting. Now, in terms of the on-field performance. It didn't always directly relate, but this is the best class we have seen in 10 years. And that shows that Josh Heupel is understanding the assignment. Brett, for you, what is your main takeaway from this class?
The crazy thing is, like, I was going back to last year's class, and the average star ranking is about the same. The grade, I guess it was just the amount of players pushed you up a little bit higher, but the high end talent, like the 3 5-stars, maybe put you over the top as well compared to last year's class with just the one. So you improved in the trenches, not only on the D line but the offensive line with a Kamari Blair and a Gabriel Osenda. So you're continuing to improve that, which has been a strength under Heupel and things like that. So you're just you're adding to a class from last year, and you're building on it. And you improved in many areas. Still, the back end, I think, is lacking with the class. You didn't get a running back, which is kind of concerning, but I'm not going to complain too much right now. But again, these are just kids' names on paper. How is he going to coach them up? How are they going to develop? And how are they going to get us, to that championship level? Because we definitely took a step back on the field this year. So hopefully, we build on this class, can develop them, like I said, and we can coach them up to get back up into the playoff mix.
Well, a couple of guys that could possibly do that for this Tennessee team are the 3 5-star prospects that inked their name to Tennessee yesterday, highlighted by quarterback Faison Brandon out of Greensboro, North Carolina, wide receiver TK Keys from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and offensive lineman Gabriel Osenda out of Baylor School in Chattanooga. Keys is widely considered the number 1 wide receiver in the country and committed to the Vols in August. Brandon gave Tennessee the top prospect in the state of North Carolina in back-to-back seasons. Last year, it was David Sanders, and now you add in the number 1 player in the state once again from Carolina. And then Keys secured the state of Mississippi's top recruit as well. So you're getting.
Didn't we get the other one too? The linebacker.
TJ
White.
TJ White,
pretty high up,
and
in
he
that
was
state
another
as well.
Yes, he
Mississippi
was.
Kid, yeah. So.
Yes. So again, I mean, everywhere in the South, Tennessee is putting their imprint on. And while I do like TJ White a lot, don't get me wrong, I do want to focus on these 3 offensive players because I think all 3 of them have some major star power. And the one I am most excited to see might be a little bit different than what you guys may think, but I'm excited to see Gabriel Osenda because I've watched a couple of Baylor games this year. And I don't watch high school football, but Macaulay Baylor always delivers.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a pretty good running back does Baylor.
That's probably why you're watching.
Probably
you're not watching.
But I'll tell you what,
out there.
When you turn
Big
on
squish.
the game, Gabriel Osenda pops out. Like that looks like a grown ass man going up against
6'7", 330. Yes.
Yeah. And I just look at the potential you have, regardless of who your quarterback is, regardless of who your pass catchers are. I think Osenda could play right away next year. And now you've got a David Sanders and Osenda, 2 5-star offensive linemen anchoring, this offensive line. And with the portal, you're able to kind of plug and play some more experienced guys. Maybe you want to have a center that has, college football experience, and he's a GPS for every offense. You may go that route, but having 2 guys that you recruited and have had in your own building, I think is really, really important, especially at those 2 tackle spots. And both these guys are huge.
And Perry, as a freshman too, was really good this year as well.
Yes. So now, like, you've almost got a situation of, you might have an influx of offensive linemen, but I think Osenda could play right away next year. He looks the part, and you listed off his number 6'7". I mean, that guy is huge.
I think his nickname is Big Squish or something.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny.
I like that. Well, he's going to squish.
I just hope he's not. Well, you could think of it like that too. I hope he's not big softy.
Yeah, well, he's going to squish some defensive linemen in the future.
That's better. Yeah.
So in terms of the offensive stars, I look at Gabriel Osenda because this is a guy I've watched a ton of, and I've watched Keys and Brandon, but Osenda just pops off the page, and a guy that I think could play right away next year and be a big impact, like David Sanders was in his moments this year. Allie, for you, out of these 3 offensive stars, which one are you most intrigued by?
I'll go with TK Keys here. Number 1 receiver in the class by a lot of different outlets, if not number 2 by the others. And he received 33 Division I offers, so he had a lot to choose from, and he still came to Tennessee. So I think that being able to get the number 1 guy in Mississippi is huge, and pull from other states that have polls, at Ole Miss and Mississippi State and wherever else. He also used to play basketball, which I think is cool to see guys who are really athletic in a lot of different sports. And that just shows what they're able to accomplish and how dedicated they are. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing him. That was a huge, huge get.
Yeah, I like those dual sport athletes too,
Yeah.
because that means that your season is, kind of chaotic. Like, you play football and then you got to get over into the basketball season. And, Nick Saban always talked about how he really liked recruiting guys that played multiple sports, because that shows they're competitive. That shows that they have, a very busy schedule, and they're going to be well equipped once they get into an SEC school where, scheduling is 6 a.m. wake up and all of that. That's tough to navigate as a young kid.
Faison Brandon also played basketball. Another big pull there.
Yeah. So, I think it's great that these guys, are involved in multiple different sports, can do a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
So, Brett, for you, Faison Brandon, Tristan Keys, Gabriel Osenda, all 3 guys that, have a lot of potential for this team. Which one are you most intrigued by?
Faison. He just looks mature beyond his years, like the dual threat capability, and he plays the most important position on the field. And I, for one, as you know, I'd rather have these McIntyres and these Faison Brandons, guys that can kind of start young and go through the system and not shell out, these numbers you're seeing right now, $4 million for a quarterback, like Sorsby or whoever you want to mention. So I think you could improve other areas. So if you have quarterbacks that are already in your system, you start them out cheap and they kind of earn their money as they go. But just watching his tape, he's got an electric arm. And like I said, he can run the ball and things like that. So I'm most excited for Faison, and I'm all for these young quarterbacks getting out there and showing what they can do early on.
Yeah, the chat's having some fun right now. Aiden Sadati says, Williams watching Baylor for JT Theodore only, not for not for Osenda or that very, very talented running
Mari
back.
Jefferson's from there, right?
Mari Jefferson is from there.
Yeah.
Yes, another Tennessee Baylor connection. Blake Gregory said that his cousin plays for Baylor, went to some of his games, and he's a beast. He looked like a grown man out there.
He's Canadian, right? Is that right? Isn't he
He
from
is,
Canada?
so he is
He's
from Canada.
So
yes.
is the running back.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Canadian. So we're gonna have Canadians now over the the Wendell Mose. What am I thinking of? Like Nico's nationality or whatever. Polynesian, Samoan, whatever that. Yeah. Are we going a different direction? We're going with Canadians now?
I don't know. Well, I will say, so
they can play football. I don't care what nationality they are.
Yeah. So I went to MUS in Memphis, and that was the same division as Baylor's and Baylor and Macaulay, and we'd have to go up against Baylor and Macaulay in high school football. And when Baylor,
you're saying Baylor and Macaulay, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Baylor Macaulay, right?
No, Baylor and Macaulay.
Okay, I thought you were saying it all one word. Okay,
no, Baylor
confused.
and Macaulay,
Yeah,
because
okay,
they
gotcha.
both.
Yeah, they produce.
Biggest rivals. And
Well, they both produce, but they also both have started going across the country and getting some players
They're
that are
basically
not
colleges,
from.
is what
Well, I
they
know,
are.
yeah. So it always made it difficult for us Memphis guys having to go up against basically, North America when you go and play Baylor.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sadati says that Theodore is also Canadian, so that's 3 guys.
Wow.
Theodore, Osenda, and DGG are all Canadian players. So again,
What about that, eh?
yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're well versed with the shaker fries.
Hopefully they bring us some good maple syrup or
Yeah.
whatever they got up there.
Allie, you're gonna add some?
Unimportant, but I was just going to say it's interesting how several of our punters are, Australian.
Yes.
We have Jackson Ross, and we just recruited an Australian.
This dude's big, right? You said he's big.
Has he committed? Is he?
He's big, yeah.
I know we were trying to.
I was reading Aiden's article yesterday, and I think the guy's 6'6", a 6'6"
That's
punter.
crazy.
23 years old.
23, yeah. He's been around the sun a couple of times,
Yeah.
but
Oh, man.
you've already had success with Jackson Ross.
Yeah.
Is he older?
why not?
Is he like a 18-year-old kid?
23.
23,
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
We can give him some Fosters then.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can go to the bar after the game and, hang out, so.
Hey, need me babysit your kids? Good.
Yeah. Outside of all of these in-state Canadian, we're talking about all of these Canadian players.
International.
Tennessee did a really good job in-state as well, and a really big emphasis from Josh Heupel and company on these in-state prospects, signing 5 of the top 7 in-state prospects, including the number 1 defensive player and Joel Wyatt. And this is what Josh Heupel had to say yesterday during his National Signing Day press conference. Quote, "I think our staff did a great job here in-state. From the moment I got here, I said it was important for us to go recruit in the right way. It doesn't mean that we have to take every player, but that we have recruited the right way." And I think Heupel and staff did so because, look, these players are from the state of Tennessee. They grew up watching Tennessee football. If you're a football player and in the Tri-Star State, you know that the standard of college football resides in Knoxville, not Memphis, not Nashville, as much as Diego Pavia wants to say. Neyland Stadium, Knoxville, Tennessee, that is where the mecca of college football is, not only for the state of Tennessee, but also for much of the United States. A lot of people want to go play in Tennessee and be able to keep those in-state prospects, those in-state players in Knoxville, in the state of Tennessee, I think is really important. And again, shows the versatility of Heupel. We talk about the number 1 player out of Mississippi, the number 1 player out of North Carolina, but also retaining the top players in state. And I hope that is a trend that continues next year because Daniel Gabriel Georges, I think is the correct pronunciation there. That guy is going to be a star and a stud wherever he goes in college football. And that should be priority number 1 next year for this Volunteers team, to keep the best player in state and one of the best players in the country in Knoxville. So really impressive recruiting class for Tennessee. Salisi Moa does flip last night, but we had talked about that yesterday. I had said that Utah had offered Moa a really nice offer the night heading into Wednesday, and it is what it is. I think Moa is a really talented player. I think he would have been a great player for Tennessee, but you do get a flip from Legend Bay out of Heartland, Texas. He was originally committed to this Tennessee team, and then takes a visit to Ohio State, flips. Brian Hartline leaves, and now Bay is back in Knoxville. So at least if you lost to Moa, you got something back, right? And I think Moa's probably a better player still, but Legend Bay's got a ton of speed, so you can use that. You can always use a type of player like that.
I just hope the off-field stuff isn't true.
Well, yeah, I know. And we
don't need it.
And I had read some message boards yesterday.
These mamas, man.
Yeah. But
Oh, dear.
I wish the kid the best, and you can't form an opinion until he gets here on campus and starts going through the motions. So really good class for Tennessee football. The best under Josh Heupel, the best since 2015. A strong boost of momentum after a little bit of a tough season in the regular season, that is. And now you can head into the offseason with a good class, get your job done in the transfer portal, and see where this thing can go. We'll talk about that transfer portal and what Tennessee could possibly do with that quarterback position when we return right here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
The following radio theater is brought to you by Men's Pro Knoxville.
Hey, Dad, can we play football?
Oh, no, buddy.
All right.
Pops, want to work out?
Maybe later.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tomorrow?
You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you have ED and performance issues, your family, friends, and even your career has already been affected. Book your discreet evaluation at Men's Pro Knoxville and turn your tomorrows into
today.
Yes! Touchdown!
Come on, one more, Dad.
Today!
Push, Dad. One more. Come on, push.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tonight.
Call 865-544-8220 or book now in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, for every man in every season of life.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini-games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
All right, back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us, however you may be doing so, on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM or 1340 AM here in K-Town on the local dial, or on the X/YouTube live stream. However you're listening or watching, we do appreciate your time. All right, let's switch over to a topic that a lot of people are thinking about right now, and that's what Tennessee might do at quarterback next year. Now, Tennessee football faces a handful of offseason decisions following the Vols' 45-24 loss in the regular season finale to Vanderbilt on Saturday. But Tennessee will have to weigh decisions on the coaching staff, specifically on the defensive side of the football, maybe even more specifically the defensive coordinator, but as well as evaluate the roster heading into the offseason. And I wanted to have a discussion about who Tennessee should roll out at quarterback next year. Because right now, I believe that Tennessee will go after a one-year quarterback in the transfer portal and, rely on that guy to give Tennessee some insurance at that quarterback position with 2 to 3 guys currently that don't have a lot of experience. Jake Merklinger fought for the job this offseason, did not win it. I anticipate he will transfer, but we'll have to see how that rolls out. George McIntyre, a guy that hasn't put on a ton of weight this year, is going to be a redshirt freshman next year, and he was a top 100 player in the class last year. Maybe he gets a shot. Faison Brandon, another really, really talented high school prospect. But my thing is this. Look across the country right now. How many teams are rolling out 18, 19-year-old quarterbacks and having success? Bryce Underwood got all that money to go to Michigan, and they kind of just used him to hand the ball off a bunch. And on Saturday against Ohio State, he was awful. Look at DJ Lagway, a guy that had a ton of potential. Florida wasn't a very good team this year. A lot of reasons for that, but DJ Lagway wasn't great. Arch Manning had his fair share of ups and downs throughout the season. The only really young quarterback right now that has had success is Julian Sand, but he's damn near on an NFL team. So I think when you look across the country, the most successful teams have guys that have played 2 to 3 years of college football already and are not over their skis in big games. And that's why I think Tennessee will go out in the portal, get a one-year quarterback rental, and go that route, at least to have some insurance. Now, Joey Aguilar is a part of that Diego Pavia case. He's a plaintiff in it. And if that is ruled in time, I think you could roll Aguilar back out for next year. But the timing of that, we don't know. And if it's past the portal window, Tennessee's going to have to make a decision there. And, if that's not done in time, I think they're going to have to move on. Not because Joey hasn't been great and not because, Joey's family and all that. We don't like he's been awesome. He's exceeded expectations, a great family, great kid, loves playing for Tennessee. I love it. And I would love for him to come back next year. But if that decision is not made in time, you're going to have to make an adjustment. And I think that adjustment is going after a one-year quarterback in the portal. And that at least gives you some insurance while Faison Brandon and George McIntyre both figure out their own things. McIntyre, I don't think, is of weight right now to play in the SEC. He would get crushed. Faison Brandon, that's a lot of pressure to put an 18-year-old out there and say, go win us football games in a 9-game SEC schedule. So right now, from people I talk to, from my own personal opinion, I believe Tennessee will go after a one-year quarterback in the portal. Allie, what do you say? What should Tennessee do at that quarterback position? Roll out Mac or Brandon or go for a transfer portal guy?
I'm going to say transfer portal because, having a guy in year 2 that hasn't, started any games, and then a very hasn't had any games at all year 1 baby freshman Brandon, who's very, very talented, of course, but I don't think would be ready or seasoned enough for that, means that they, I think, need to go to the portal, get someone with more experience. Over the past few years, excluding Nico, we've had quarterbacks that have had experience. Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, Joey Aguilar have all been well into their early 20s. They've had several years of college football behind them, lots of experience, and so I expect them to continue to do the same thing next year.
Get a couple of chats. I'll respond to them in just a second. Want to get Brett's opinion on this as well. Transfer portal quarterback or roll with the young guns, Brett?
Well, my question is how do you know if a quarterback's ready, if you're not putting them out there on the field? Like, Ty Simpson, he sat for a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Ty Simpson sat for 3. He's a 5th-year junior.
But I'm just okay. Well, it's his first year starting quarterback.
Yes,
like Alabama had to put him out there.
Yeah, but he has been because
they have a very high-end freshman sitting there. After Florida State, we thought, man, they need to make a quarterback change, and it's turned to be pretty well. Julian Saying sat for a year, but he's stepped on. Now he's throwing to all-world players.
Yeah,
but still, he's come in and done a job. I personally think there's enough fixes within. Like, I'm more of a go get a transfer quarterback to be insurance to one of these guys. I want to see what the kid's got. You haven't said he can't play football. You just say he's not big enough yet.
Well, yeah,
and that's fine. I don't know how much he weighs these days, but I'm all for, because I like the idea of one of these young quarterbacks. If he's got talent and he can go play and get a job done, then you're in a great position moving forward for a couple of years to come, and you can build on the rest of your team, because that's going to cost more money than some of the going rate of these quarterbacks is outrageous, and stuff like that. So, I think they're going to ultimately go what you guys are talking about, but me personally, I think I want to give one of the young kids a shot, because I only think Michigan's going to get better by throwing Underwood out there. They still went 9-3. It's a good season, and stuff like that. So, I just think there's so many other areas you need to improve on outside of the quarterback, because you got talent in your room right now.
And look, yes, there are a lot of spots on this Tennessee roster that, need to be elevated, need to be evaluated heading into next year. And quarterback, at least the way you have recruited, doesn't seem to be an issue. But, I think next year is too important of a year for Josh Heupel and company to trot out a little bit of a mystery. And I'm not saying that McIntyre or Brandon won't be good long-term. I'm not saying that. But McIntyre right now, throughout the course of this season, has not really bulked up the way that I think the staff had anticipated.
That's because he keeps growing.
Well, I know, and that's fine.
He's like a beanstalk.
But at some point, hey man, just go sit at the Golden Corral and just pig out every night. Whatever you got to do to put on muscle, put on weight, you've got to do. And I don't think McIntyre's done that. And I'm not saying that he can't make weight by next August, but I think it's too much of a risk.
But do you think he's a talented enough quarterback here in 2 years he could be your starting quarterback?
Yes, most definitely.
Without seeing him play?
Most definitely.
Okay.
I think both Brandon and McIntyre are talented enough to, take over this team in the next couple of years. But I think we have to be fair to ourselves. We're sitting here on Monday being critical of an 8-4 season. And if you trot out a freshman quarterback or an 18, 19-year-old quarterback, the odds you're going to have a 10-2 season are not likely in the SEC 9-game schedule. It's
but
just
the
not.
Transfer quarterback's not guaranteed team that either with that schedule.
But the transfer quarterback is, you've at least had 3 seasons to watch a guy play and know what you have with him, right? Because you don't know if McIntyre or Brandon are going to be as good as their rating was. I think they could be, and I'm not saying they're not, but I think next year is too important of a season for Josh Heupel in year 6 to roll out with a little bit of a question mark. And if anything, get a transfer portal quarterback to have as a backup or a secondary option if your 2 5-star talents don't work out. So, and I'm not saying you have to break the bank on these guys. As we know, the quarterback market will continue to rise. I anticipate Lenora Sellers, if he does enter, will get anywhere from $6 to $7 million this year.
That's crazy.
And that's going to be from a team like a Miami that is willing to do that. I'm not saying Tennessee goes that route. I think if you can find a guy that is, in the, 2 to 4 range, I think you roll with it. And folks, let me remind you, the quarterback market is continuing to rise. So like the price for last year's quarterbacks are not going to be the same as this year's. It's like the NFL. One guy signs a max contract. Kyler Murray signed like a $45 million contract 3 or 4 years ago. Now Dak Prescott's making $68 million a year. It just evolves over time. And you can thank Darren Mensah and Carson Beck for getting the money they did last year.
Let me ask you this. If Aguilar isn't going to be in the plans to come back next year, are you letting McIntyre play the whole bowl game against a Miami or an Iowa?
Ooh.
And what if he puts on a good performance? Does that change your plans? Because that's going to be more than likely before the portal opens. So McIntyre goes out there, puts a solid game for, I don't know what the numbers are for you to be. I mean, does it have to blow your mind, be like, oh, this might work? Or, I mean, you might see that he struggles and be like, okay, this is a real need for us to go out there. Now, I know bowl games are going to be hit or miss. Miami, if they don't make the playoffs, probably going to have a bunch of guys opt out. I always saw that with Iowa and Nico's first start. Most of our good defensive players opted out. So maybe it's a nothing burger, but at least you can see him go through a full game with some of the guys. Does that change your opinion?
Well, here's what I'd say about Joey. Obviously, he's not going to be in control of that lawsuit or what the result of that is and when that resolution comes. So
I feel like you got to move on.
So, and that's what I'm saying. So it's not that I want to move on from Joey, because I do think that'd be really valuable having a guy return after being in the system this year, have the opportunity to clean some things up. But if that ruling is not made by, early January, then you probably got to move on, because it's not that you don't like him, but it's you don't have another choice. So, because let's say you put all your eggs in that basket and he's not ruled eligible, then you're really in trouble, because then you have to roll with 2 young quarterbacks. So that's why I think right now, unless
but the bowl game is before.
Yes,
all that,
I know.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm asking, though.
So for McIntyre, I think you give him the opportunity, but if Joey wants to play, let him play.
And I pray he doesn't put if he puts Merklinger out there, like to start, I am going to lose. You're going to have some pissed off people. We're coming back around on Josh after what he did yesterday. Like, people have been.
Well, the bowl game will be. I mean,
especially
Tennessee right now is going to play anywhere from December 27th to December 31st. And any of those.
So we know
games.
It's going to be before the portal.
And it'd be before the portal, but usually guys will go ahead and say, I'm going to enter the portal and stuff like that. But maybe for Merklinger, like, he wants to play because it's an opportunity to put on film.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what his plans are.
But
that's the scary part.
So real quick, I said I'd read the chat. Buck says, why spend $4 million on a quarterback when you can take your lumps and bruises? I just think next year is too important for Heupel.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, because like if we're gonna be fair, a lot of people are upset. You've been upset about this year's result.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be okay with 8-4 next year, 7-5 next year, just because you got to play the young quarterback? Because next year's roster is talented enough to be able to contend in the SEC, at least in terms of returning production. Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley coming back. Your 2, 700-yard receiving wide receivers. You've got plenty of defensive players.
Got offensive linebacker, right? I think for the most part.
Say what?
Offensive line's back.
Yeah,
for the
offensive
most
line's
part.
back. And Deshaun Bishop, your running back one, is going to be back. Like, I just think next year needs to be a win now mode. The goal, as we have stated, is to make the college football playoff. I don't think you can have that goal heading into a season with an 18, 19-year-old quarterback in this current climate. And I'm not saying they can't do it. A couple of people in the chat say Bryce Young, Kyler Murray. Bryce Young was surrounded by a really, really talented team. And that was still a group that, I mean, would they make the college football play? Yeah, I guess
size shouldn't matter in this
I know.
situation.
I'm just talking
because
about, like,
there's small
I'm
guys
talking
out
about
there.
weight, though. Like, Bryce Young was just like a fidgety little quarterback that could
Barely
just
6
move
feet,
around.
yeah.
McIntyre doesn't have that movement. He's not going to be able to move away from an R. Mason Thomas coming off the edge and pancaking him. So Landon Kelly says Colton Joseph from Old Dominion. Go get him. The portal names I'd look at right now.
I'm not spending $4 million on a quarterback. I can tell you that right now.
That's going to be the asking price.
That's just
For a B tier to C tier quarterback. It's going to be.
You need so much help.
I know, but I'm telling you, the price is rising. And I will say Tennessee, from people I've talked to, anticipate to raise the budget this year for the portal. Didn't have a whole lot of spending last year. The anticipation is to raise the budget this year.
How many guys do you think we realistically need in the portal? What's a number? Because we added 7 last year. You need more?
10.
10?
Go get 10.
All in the defense?
And
then a quarterback? Because that's kind of, you sprinkled it in. I think you need maybe another veteran offensive lineman, but I don't know.
Yeah. Quarterback.
Because after you've already got 28 guys on,
quarterback, it depends on who leads. I can't really give an answer on it because
and who's going to come to you that's on the team currently and be like, I need more money. Deshaun Bishop going to walk up Teipel right now?
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that's Perlotti,
that's a good point.
I know one school,
Jordan Ross.
I know one school out there that is willing to offer $6 million plus for the best quarterback available.
Yeah, you said that at 2:33 one day or
2:33 like a month ago. Yeah. Brendan Sorsby, a Cincinnati Sports Illustrated reporter, yesterday came out and said he's received 3 offers for $4 million. I think he's a B to C quarterback. I've watched Cincinnati 7 times this year. I'm a college football sicko. I watch all these games.
And a B to C quarterback, how many wins is that next year?
But it depends on who you surround him with.
Competition.
Depends. I'd rather have that though. I know, and he plays an RPO system at Cincinnati, so it'd be a similar situation to what he runs at Tennessee. I'd have more insurance with that though, because that's his 4th year of college football.
Yeah,
I've got 3 years of tape to be able to decipher if he's the right guy. And I'm not saying McIntyre and Brandon are not going to make it. I think they will be really good players eventually. I don't have the confidence that they're ready next year. That's why I think that Tennessee will go after a one-year quarterback.
But do you think one of their first years could be what Nico did, and he made the playoff with that? Like if your defense takes a step like it was in 24.
But your offense wasn't the reason why you did that.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm just saying, but you won 10 games.
I know, but is the with the current iteration of this defense, is that?
And that was a much different schedule.
Yeah.
This is going to be much more difficult with a very different defense.
I don't know.
We got to hit a quick break real quick. When we come back, we'll continue this topic. We'll push everything to hour 2, but we'll wrap things up for this hour. When we come back, stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys, and we cover college football like no one else.
Each week we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Citizens National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
All right, back here on the Playbook, a little bit of a shorter segment here as we anticipate the hour break coming up, but continuing to talk Tennessee football, eyeing a possibility of a portal quarterback. I'll read the chat real quick. Give me Sam Levitt, just pay for him, says Landon Kelly. But I do think y'all need to look at these stats from Colton Joseph, the quarterback for Old Dominion. Should be a cheaper option. Passing percentage, 59.8%. 4,251 yards, 32 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, rushing 272 carries for 1,600 yards and 24 touchdowns. My only gripe with that, Landon, would be that completion percentage, because I think the telltale sign of a good quarterback is their completion percentage. And I don't like guys that are under really 64%. Mm-hmm. And that might be just my NFL brain creeping in, but I like guys that are efficient. And anything with a 5 to begin with, I don't really care for. I know, like, if you round it up, it's 60%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I say something crazy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we know Eric Morris, the quarterback whisperer, Drew Mestemaker.
Yeah.
65% completion rate.
Yeah.
So,
guys.
I think Mestemaker is going to go to Oklahoma State with Morris.
I forgot he's moving. Yeah.
Yeah, them and that freshman running back they've got that's been incredible. Morris is going to make that team really good. Mestemaker was a 0-star recruit, by the way.
It's so insane how he's able to do that so many times.
Yeah. Landon Kelly says he's thrown to ODU receivers. They can't catch. I've only watched Old Dominion twice this year.
That's crazy for you.
I know.
Well, let's be fair, folks. I mean, there's a lot of there are a lot of games to watch. I can only watch so many. I think I watched Old Dominion and Troy when James Franklin was there. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
Yeah. Goose Crowder, the starter for the Troy Trojans.
That's stupid. You know that.
I know. Like,
he's a former SEC quarterback, Goose Crowder.
Goose
Crowder.
Goose.
He played at Oklahoma.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember him.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
Not many people do.
Did he play?
No, he was just there. He was on the all-name team like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Then why would you know that?
Because I remembered him playing.
The name Goose is kind of cool.
Goose Crowder. Sounds like if he dropped a couple of letters, it'd be Goose Chowder.
That's, yeah.
You know?
How many SEC schools do you think are going to need a quarterback going into next year? Like, are you going to be competing with, like, for guys
Ole
like
Miss will probably
Sorsby and
yeah.
I mean, our guy in UCLA is going to hit the portal.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on the other side. Stay right here. It's the Playbook. Hour number 2 on the way. College football, buy or sell. We'll continue talking about the portal and who Tennessee could possibly go after at quarterback. And we'll also talk Tennessee hoops, a big stretch coming up for the Vols. We'll break it down when we return right here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court-martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hour number 2. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. Hour number 2 on a Thursday, live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play. Brett Hollander and Allie Campbell joining you. I'm William Pattison. We appreciate you listening along with us. Great stuff in hour number 1. We'll continue it here in hour number 2 as we continue to talk about who Tennessee might go after in the transfer portal at quarterback, or if they even will do that. I, again, think that Tennessee will go after a one-year rental just to have some insurance. And there are a couple of names out there that have been hot topics. Sam Levitt, Brendan Sorsby. Those are two guys nationally that have been brought up as guys that might enter the portal. But I'd say Sorsby would be more likely than a Levitt. I think Levitt will be one of the top dollar options out there. He's an incredible player out of Arizona State, led that Sun Devils team to the college football playoff last year, almost knocked off Texas. I think Lenora Sellers will be a portal quarterback option, but that's a guy that's going to be one of the hot commodities as well. So I'd look more in that kind of B to C tier range for those quarterbacks. But again, we don't know who's all entering yet or if these guys will even enter, as the transfer portal does not open up till January 2nd. But we can still come in here and speculate and talk about what potentially could be hypotheticals, even though I'm not a hypothetical person. But we'll do that. And college football playoff on the horizon. We'll do our buy or sell segment as we always do on Thursdays. Tennessee basketball, a really, really pivotal couple of games coming up. Illinois on Saturday, Louisville next week. Two big opportunities for Tennessee basketball to get back on the right foot. We'll talk about those a little bit later on as well. Didn't get to it in hour number one. We always do this. We'll do it again. It's our best bets look ahead, presented by VIP Play. Folks, if you are a college football fan, a college basketball fan, NBA, NFL, whatever it may be, you need to get on the action if you're in the state of Tennessee with VIP Play. Go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. When you make your first bet of $20 or more, you'll get $100 instantly in bonus bets by using the code FANRUN. That's FANRUN in all caps to claim those bonus bets. And with Conference Championship weekend on the horizon, there's no reason not to get involved. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. All right, we've been watching these lines all week. Let's continue to recap. Friday, that's tomorrow. North Texas, 2.5 at Tulane. I still like the Mean Green here. I think this is a better offense. I think this is a team that's been more focused this week. John Summerall has been back and forth from Gainesville and New Orleans. I just think it's a chaotic week for him. North Texas, Eric Morris and company. I know he's taken the job at Oklahoma State, but he hasn't started doing all that stuff yet. He's been pretty engaged with the Mean Green. And I think a lot of those Mean Green players are going to come with him to Oklahoma State anyway. So it's not like he's having to worry too much about next year's roster. But I still like North Texas 2.5. BYU and Texas Tech. It's not going to make Brett happy, but Texas Tech's about to mop the floor with the Cougars on Saturday like they did 3 weeks ago when these two teams played. I like Texas Tech at the 12.5
Still a playoff team.
Georgia and Alabama in the SEC Championship. I'll be there on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Very interesting line here, folks. Georgia is a 2.5-point favorite, despite not being able to have much success against the Tide as of late. And in this matchup in the SEC Championship, Alabama has dominated. I was there for Nick Saban's last win 2 years ago when they beat this Dogs team.
I worked that game as well.
Oh, there you go. Both in the building for that one. So while the line tells me it's Georgia, I'm still thinking about it. So we'll get back to you on that one. Ohio State, Indiana. This line has dropped 1.5 points this week. I still like Ohio State as this is a neutral site battle. The team is, favored by 3 points or more. That's usually an auto play for me in these type of games, but that line continues to trickle down. I figure that, a lot of people are betting on Indiana. I think it's going, the right direction, reverse line movement, a big point of emphasis for me in my betting analysis, but we'll see how the public fares on Saturday morning. That's when things really get in action, when the public decides to come in, what side they go on versus where the money's at, the pros. It's a Joe's versus the pros type of deal. So tomorrow we'll have our best bets leans. I don't think I'll actually have the plays until the morning, but as I always say, follow on Twitter and I'll post them out every Saturday. It's been another successful college football season. All time up 24 units. This year we're up money, so there's no reason not to get involved in the action. And if you do so, do it on VIP Play. All right. I know we were kind of up against the clock in that first hour. Anything else you guys wanted to add on Tennessee and that portal quarterback conversation? There's some people in the chat talking about, Sam Levitt, this Colton cat from ODU. Landon Kelly's making a pretty big argument for him. And I just think right now you have to wait and see who enters and who decides to actually go in. But again, as I said earlier, I anticipate Tennessee will go after a one-year guy. It gives you some insurance. And I'm not saying that Faison Brandon or George McIntyre will not be good players. I just think it's a lot of pressure on them to throw them out there in year one. And look at Dylan Raiola. That was a guy that was the number one quarterback in the country, decided to not go to Georgia because he didn't want to sit behind the incumbent quarterback, goes to Nebraska. He's had 2 underwhelming years. Bryce Underwood did not want to sit behind the incumbent quarterback at LSU, decides to go to Michigan. And I know they were 9-3 on the season, which is a good record, but look at those big games they played. One great. Losses to USC, losses to Oklahoma, losses to Ohio State. They are good teams. But like, what's Michigan's?
He's going to get a lot better though.
And he will, but I'm just saying, like, but Michigan has an expectation to make the college football playoff. And the 3 big games they played this year, they went 0-3. Their best win is Washington. And Washington's a 4 or 5 loss team. I think Washington is a good. I like Damon Williams, and there are a lot of great players on that team. Jed Fish does a good job. Like, it's not like Michigan was going toe-to-toe with the best. They got whooped by Ohio State Saturday.
They whoop everybody. You can't knock him.
All right, well, fine. Oklahoma handled Michigan. That wasn't much of a game. Now, the score might say it was, neck and neck, but Michigan could barely move the football. And then USC, I think is a solid team this year. They didn't really have much of an issue either. So I think if your expectation is make the college football playoff next year, you've got to go recruit. So you got to go in the portal and get a guy that's going to put you in that spot. That's where I stand with that. Anything else to add on the transfer quarterback conversation?
I was just curious how many realistically, how many teams are going to be out here in the portal?
Okay, that's what you said.
Like
yes.
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you said.
Like
okay.
that's what draws the money up too. Like how do they come with $4 million? Like I don't think Sorsby's a $4 million quarterback. I really don't. But I don't know how many teams realistically. Now I know they all get new coaches, so they're going to want their guy in there. So I don't know how many good quarterbacks there are out there in the portal, to be honest with you, or that might go in the portal.
Let's just focus SEC first.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's going to roll with Jared Curtis.
Freshman.
Yeah. Tennessee, question mark. Kentucky's, if Cutter Boley stays with Will Stein.
I think he's got potential, yeah.
But that's a guy that's returning. Lenora Sellers, I'd tag as a transfer portal guy.
Okay, so South Carolina.
Auburn, if they go with Deuce Knight.
You love the Deuce Knight rises.
The Deuce Knight rises.
That might be a goalish guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he was recruiting him while he was here.
Yeah. Well, it sure as hell won't be Jackson Arnold. I don't know if you guys saw Hugh Freeze basically threw him under the bus last night.
Yeah.
Florida, we'll see what they do with Lagway, but I imagine that Lagway will stick around. Georgia with Gunnar Stockton, he'll still be there.
Texas and Arch.
LSU, they've got Michael Van Buren, but does Kiffin bring over Trinidad Chambliss?
And then does Ole Miss need someone?
Yeah. Well, Ole Miss has Austin Simmons.
I don't think he's good enough.
I don't think he's good either, but they would have a returning quarterback.
Yeah.
A guy that was supposed to start this year and be there for 3 years, and he's older.
But
Ole Miss is an intriguing one because they don't have an offensive-minded coach anymore. Like, how does their style of play change? They're losing the OC down there. So they're an interesting school going into this offseason. I
think the portal question marks would be Ole Miss if Chambliss leaves.
South Carolina
if Sellers leaves. LSU, what they do with Van Buren. Does Van Buren hop out of there and Kiffin goes and gets his guy? I think you could see.
Does Ty Simpson go pro?
He probably will. I mean,
they're not going to roll with that other kid.
Keelan
Russell? Or would they go to the portal?
I don't know. I think Keelan Russell is good, but that'd be kind of the same situation as Tennessee. That'd be the exact same situation as Tennessee. So I'd say about 25 to 30% of the SEC will probably go in the portal this year and look for a quarterback. If not, have to go get one because the other guy.
And they may just bring him on to compete.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. It's very interesting. No doubt about it.
Matthew says transfer kicker, maybe. LOL. Max Gilbert-Stray. Well, I think special team, we talk about coordinators. I think special teams coordinator needs to look as well. They were horrible this year on both ends.
And there's rumors about Housley looked at by Florida, right?
Yeah.
Is that rumors or is that just?
No, there is some truth to it. There is some truth to it. I mean, Summerall's trying to form his staff and he's looking around, the SEC, looking around the country, trying to do so.
And we did have one of the best offices say what we want.
Correct. Yeah. So, it depends on how much Heupel values what Housley does. And I'm not saying that he doesn't
Make it
value,
easier than him having to fire somebody.
but I don't think Halsley's the guy you fire.
He should have been like after last season.
Well,
A lot of the heat's on Tim Banks right
well,
now.
yeah, Tim Banks would be the guy to get to gets the can, but
Who would they go for instead?
well, that's the question.
$1 million
Yeah.
question.
That's the question.
Hmm.
If I ran Tennessee football, I'd call Brian Daboll, say, "Hey, come be the OC here," and I would, or maybe Chip Kelly's on the market too. I mean, Chip Kelly just took Ohio State to the national championship last year.
I think you could call plays for them.
Well,
throw it to number 7.
I'm just saying, if I were,
hey, give it to Quinshawn Judkins, give it to Trey. Real tough job he had.
Yeah.
If I were a Tennessee coordinator, or if I were the Tennessee GM, which I think is also another conversation we may have at some point this offseason, should Tennessee go after a general manager? We've seen a lot of teams across the country do so.
Didn't a Jags guy get picked up?
He did.
Somebody.
Florida.
Where did he get? Florida.
Florida.
Okay.
Florida's got one.
Florida already had somebody down there, but maybe I guess not.
I know Cal has got one. I think Cal's
Speaking
got
of Cal, they have that quarterback too, right?
I don't think he's going to leave.
You don't?
Yeah. Jaron Kiwawi Sagapulatelli.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Glad
my
you said it.
gosh.
Yeah.
I knew he had a crazy
Impressive.
name. I just said Cal quarterback.
Yeah, Jaron Kiwawi Sagapulatelli.
Ooh, and I thought Ian Maliava was hard.
I know. He's a hell of a player, though. They got Ron Rivera as their GM.
Yeah, that's right.
Old Commanders coach, old Panthers coach.
That's right.
And Andrew Luck is the GM for Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Stanford got a big win over Cal right before they got dumped off by Notre Dame last week.
Big win over Stanford last night for the Lady Vols basketball.
That is true.
Just a little chirp.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to our college football buy or sell as we always do on Thursdays. We'll kick it off with this. Buy or sell. Texas A&M is not as good as their record says they are. Now, this has been an interesting topic of conversation this week. Obviously, A&M loses to Texas on Black Friday, and a lot of people have started to look at Texas A&M's resume. Now, they do have a win over Notre Dame, which is one of the best wins in the country, going on the road to South Bend, getting a win there. Granted, it was by 1 point, but that was a shootout game. That was a really impressive win. But then, like Missouri, a team they slaughtered, now not a ranked team. You know, what's
LSU at night.
LSU at night. Brian Kelly got fired the next day. I think A&M is as good as their record says, and I did not drop them back as dramatically as the College Football Playoff Committee did so this week. I think they've got an elite defense, coached by Mike Elko, a guy that has a history of success on that side of the football. I think Marcel Reed, when he doesn't have a case of the I lost my head, he's a really good quarterback.
Hate when that happens.
Well, he had a case of the I lost my head against South Carolina, and he did in moments against Texas too. But I will say he got banged up against Texas, had an injury that looked a lot more severe than it was.
Yeah.
But he came back and played. But I think Texas is what their record says. I think they are that good. They've dealt with some injuries. They've got an awesome offensive line. They've got Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion are tougher than anyone in the country to guard. Le'Veon Moss has suffered a couple of injuries this year, but this is a really good football team at full strength. And I think their record is as good as they say they are. I think they got nicked a little bit too much in the rankings. Allie, buy or sell that A&M is not as good as their record says they are?
I'm going to sell. I think that they are a talented team that will be able to compete in the playoffs. But this does have some merit to it. They've only faced 2 ranked teams or teams that are ranked now. So they had, pretty much the lightest possible SEC schedule that they possibly could, facing Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida that looks rough this year, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, all teams that have previously been good, but this season have looked really rough. And then, that big test that they had at the end of the season didn't go their way. But I do still think that they have what it takes, and that might be a wake up before they head to the playoffs.
Brett, buy or sell, Texas A&M?
Yeah, I'm selling as well. They survived a few games, Auburn game, Arkansas game. We spoke on South Carolina. So I've really been playing with their food a little bit here. So that doesn't bode well going into the playoffs. I think Marcel Reed is turnover prone, and you certainly don't want to do that in the playoffs. I think they could win one game. So I'm gonna sell this, though. I don't think they're quite as good as their record shows.
All right, next up, buy or sell. Oregon is a top 5 team. Now, they were ranked in this week's college football playoff poll as the 5th best team in the country, but I disagree. I think Oregon is a good football team. I love Dan Lanning. I just like this team. And look, they have proved me wrong over the last couple of weeks. They got a really impressive win over USC. They went on the road to Washington and won and covered in that one. But I think this is a group that's pretty banged up at receiver still. Jacorian Moore, one of the most fascinating freshmen in the country, has been in and out of the lineup over the last month and a half. They are already missing Evan Stewart, who got hurt in the offseason. Kenyon Sadiq is a player you need to know if you like this Oregon team. Kind of one of these hybrid do-it-all tight ends that's really, really impressive. And, I mean, his muscles rip out of his jersey. This is a really good football player. But their pass defense has some head-scratching lapses, and offensively, there are moments where they kind of lose composure and lose their momentum. I just haven't loved what I've seen in the second half of the season with this group. It's just been inconsistent. But they are still a good football team. Their resume tells you that they are a top 5 team. But in my contenders list for the college football playoff, Oregon is not a top 5 team in my eyes. I sell this. Allie, buy or sell Oregon as a top 5 group.
I'm actually going to sell here too. I mean, if you look at their season, their only impressive wins are USC and Iowa, who are 2 good teams, but they kind of escaped a lot of the more challenging Big Ten opponents. They missed Ohio State and then played Indiana, lost. They went to overtime with a broken Penn State. So there's a lot to consider there. I understand why they're placed 5th, but when you look ahead to the playoffs, I don't necessarily see them making it very far.
Brett, buy or sell that Oregon's a top 5 team in the country right now?
Yeah, I'm selling this as well. You know, they must be doing something right. I mean, both their coordinators got head coaching jobs, which is kind of crazy, but you don't see that very often. They've had to win a different style this year, which has kind of been impressive at the same time, to be able to go win an ugly game at Iowa, miserable weather. The run game stepped up. So it is a unique situation Lanning's been under, and he's had to do it because of all the injuries you speak of. I mean, if I thought they were going to be healthy going into this playoff run, then I would probably say they are a top 5 team, but just dealing with too much right now. I kind of have them in the same boat as an A&M. Might be a one and done type situation.
All right, buy or sell. This gets into the conference championship weekend. Indiana will humble Ohio State and end their undefeated season on Saturday. Now, I am intrigued by this matchup because, as we talked about earlier, the line has dropped 1.5 points in favor of the Hoosiers. We'll have to see where that public money comes in on Saturday in terms of the tickets. But I think Indiana does have more than a shot here to end Ohio State's undefeated run and parade from last year's national championship game. But I'm going to sell. I'm going to go with Ohio State here. I just think the personnel is going to be the big difference. And not that Indiana isn't talented. Like D'Angelo Pons is going to be an NFL defensive back. Mo Kamara inside is going to be an NFL defensive tackle. They've got guys at all 3 levels that are all conference and you know, very well could be all American players. Mendoza is really, really impressive as well. But I think Ohio State is just a different breed in terms of the personnel they have at every spot. Like Caleb Downs in the secondary is going to be a top 5 pick. Arvell Reese, I think, deserves to be a first-round pick. Julian Sayin is playing out of his mind right now. And Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, you can go down the list. Bo Jackson at running back has been pretty impressive.
He better be good at running back with that name.
Yeah, a true freshman too, man. Like, or a redshirt freshman, one of them.
Yeah,
regardless,
he's good.
He's a good football player. I think Ohio State just has better personnel at every spot. And not that Indiana doesn't have good players, but I just think it's going to overwhelm them. Neutral site game. I like the Bucks here. I'm going to sell that Indiana will humble them.
Also selling. I think it's possible that Indiana challenges Ohio State, but I think that Ohio State has too much power to not take this one over. And I think we all know what Brett is going to say here.
Buy or sell?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer this, or
go ahead?
I was just going to give you my menu order, honestly.
Oh, is that right? Well, hold on now. The Chili's bet is not on the conference championship.
I'm just getting warmed up, man. It's like an appetizer for us, you know, or just It's only a couple weeks away.
It's a
right?
triple dipper.
The junkyard fries are very good there.
Yeah, I might get a to-go box
Interesting.
too. This is
Yeah.
how easy it's going to be for Ohio State. I mean, team's only giving up 90 points on the season. It's just ridiculous what they're doing. Schedule or not, they got really good football players, and Indiana, they're going to try, but I think this will be the biggest blowout of the weekend.
Even bigger than what's about to go down in Dallas.
Yes.
Buy or sell, Georgia will finally beat Alabama. Now, the Dogs have not had much success against the Crimson Tide as of late. And
As of history.
As of history, really. Yeah. I think it's interesting that they're a 2.5-point favorite here. I think Georgia gets it done. Here's why. Alabama's not been playing that great offensively over the last 5 weeks of the season. I think they have some really, really big issues. Now, Georgia's defense isn't incredible this year. It's not the typical Georgia defense that we have come to know and sometimes hate, or maybe love if you like Georgia, under Kirby Smart. But I think that offensively, Gunnar Stockton is a better quarterback than he was when these two teams matched up earlier in the season. I think he's been a lot better against zone coverage, and that was one thing that Tennessee had a lot of success with. You wish they did it more often, especially in the fourth quarter of that game. But regardless, I think Stockton has continued to grow and mature as a quarterback. I think he's the best version of himself right now, and that's why this Georgia team is playing some of their best football. And I like the Bulldogs to beat Alabama Saturday. It'll probably be one of my best bets. I buy that Georgia will beat the Crimson Tide Saturday. Buy or sell, Allie?
I also buy. So that means that Georgia. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I know that this team has been a little bit shaky and, of course, lost to them earlier. But the last time that these two teams played each other twice in one season was when Bama beat them in 2021 in the regular season. And then Georgia went on to beat them in the championship later on. I think that once they've seen some tape, they're going to know how to adjust, know how to better attack this team. I expect the Bulldogs to get it done in round 2.
Spoken like a true Georgia native there from Allie.
Not a Georgia fan.
Yes,
Let's
I know,
clarify.
I know. Buy or sell, Brett?
I'm going Bama. I think that's a real thing. You beat somebody 10 straight, you just own them, or whatever the number is. Gunnar Stockton's coming off a terrible game against Georgia Tech. I don't know if you guys saw that. In the same building he's going to be in. Bama just lives for these moments, and I think they're going to send a message to the college football playoff world on Saturday and get it done.
Okay. I don't think Brett and I see eye to eye on many things this weekend.
No.
But I'll give you Ohio State. I'll give you Ohio State this
I
weekend.
appreciate that.
Buy or sell as we get into the coaching carousel portion of buy or sell today. Lane Kiffin will win a national championship at LSU. I sell every bit of this. I don't think he wins anything.
It's going to be glorious.
Look, Lane Kiffin
Lane
was the talk of the town over the last month. But let's be real about his resume. He got his first ranked win on the road in SEC play this year at Oklahoma. And we're glazing this guy like, he's won multiple national championships already.
Like he's a Krispy Kreme donut, right?
Yeah,
Just glazing him, man.
Yeah.
Look at Brett with the puns over there.
I know. There you go.
And those things are delicious.
Yeah. I just don't, I don't see how him going there is going to automatically bring them a national championship because they've had really talented teams. The roster they had this season was really good. And I know he's a better offensive mind than a lot of people in the country, but Brian Kelly has had a ton of success throughout his career at Cincinnati, at Notre Dame. He's been a winner everywhere. He was
more
not
of a winner than this guy.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Easily.
Like he's at least been to a college football playoff
And a 4
before.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
national championship, right?
Like he was able to put Notre Dame on. He put Cincinnati on the spotlight.
He did, yeah.
Kiffin has put himself more on the spotlight of anything. The guy hadn't won a damn thing. He's never been to a playoff before. I think the fact that you're thinking that Lane Kiffin is going to outcoach someone 4-3 games in a row is a stupid idea. And I don't think he's going to win a national championship at LSU, and it'll probably be the third buyout in a row that LSU has to pay out. Buy or sell, Allie? Lane Kiffin wins a natty at LSU.
I don't know. I think it's possible, and
Well, then buy it.
I know I'm
Take
crazy,
it.
but okay. Well, I'm gonna buy.
Buy it for $1.
I'm not a big fan of Lane Kiffin, of course, but I think that all the programs that he's been in so far, like Tennessee hasn't won a championship since 1998. Ole Miss hasn't won one since 1962. USC 2004. It's been a minute for all of those programs, so it's also about where he is, and I think LSU has more of a pattern of winning and has won one as recent as 2019. So I think that with the recruiting that LSU brings, it's possible. Will it happen? I'm not sure, but I'm buying that it could happen.
Okay. Allie's taking the stock. Buy or sell?
Oh, man, I'm with William selling this one all
Wow.
day.
Look at Brett and I agreeing.
He is so lucky. He was just a big fish in a very, very small pond.
That's a good point.
That's all it was in this situation, because no way he's a top whatever coach for this big of a job. This is way over his head. LSU people are going to regret paying him $13 million a year for it, and this is it's going to be a big swing and miss for LSU, and they're going to be right back and looking for a coach probably in the next couple of years.
But if you think about it, all the SEC teams that just took on new coaches are taking on like group of 5 coaches and smaller coaches with less experience. So he is a faster track to success in the conference.
More expectations here, right? Than like going to Auburn for Golish or or these other places. Summerall. I mean, LSU is a top whatever job program in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there with the Ohio States and everybody as far as everything. That he has no reason not to win down there, and they have a pretty short leash down there.
Allie brings up the group of 5 coaches now in the SEC. Our final buy or sell, John Summerall will put Florida back in winning position, and I buy this. I like John Summerall a lot. I think he has proven at multiple spots that he can perform as a head coach and as a valuable coordinator. At Kentucky, very valuable coordinator. That's why he got plucked away. At Troy, he had the Troy Trojans playing really well in the Sun Belt Conference. He went to Tulane. He's got Tulane and the American Championship for the 2nd straight season. This is a guy that's proven everywhere he's been he can win. Unlike an Alex Golish, who I've only seen a 3-year stint at South Florida where he had 2 7-6 seasons, Summerall has been in multiple different spots and has proven he can get it done. I think he's the right guy for Florida, and I like that hire a lot more than I like Golish and Silverfield at Arkansas. I buy that Summerall is going to put things in place in Florida because he's already got the recruiting pool to do so. He's got the intuition and mind to do so. He's proven it in multiple different spots. I think he's different than any other of these SEC hires. I buy that Summerall will put Florida back in a winning position. Buy or sell, Allie?
I'm going to buy because I have trust in John Summerall, and also because a little fun storyline here, I guess you can never be a former VFL, but current VFL, Jason Swain, former wide receiver for Tennessee football, played high school football with him at Grissom High School in Huntsville, Alabama, and said that he has a bunch of trust in him and he thinks that he's going to do really, really well. I trust what Jason Swain's saying, and I think that he'll take this Florida team back to what it expects and hopes for.
All right, good tidbit there. Brett, buy or sell?
I hate Florida, so I'm going to sell this. You can't succeed down there, and I hope they don't. So that's where I am. But he's probably going to be better than Napier, which probably gets you 8 wins, I guess. But
okay,
yeah, I'm selling. I hate Florida.
All right, well, that wraps up buy or sell on this Thursday. When we come back, we'll switch over to the hardwood. Tennessee basketball, 2 big games coming up. Illinois on Saturday in Bridgestone Arena, and then Louisville comes to Knoxville inside the confines of Thompson-Boling Arena at Food City Center. We'll break both those games down and tell you what Tennessee has to do to go 2-0 during this upcoming stretch. Stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. And I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at boknowshouses.com.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Timeless traditions start with the ones we love and what we bring home for the season. Bring Inward Half home this holiday. Comfort and performance, made for the journeys you take and the memories you make. For quiet moments or the days you'll remember forever. From performance polos to cozy hoodies, modern apparel for men, women, and kids. There's something for everyone. This holiday, make tradition comfortable. Make it memorable. Make it Inward Half.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
All right, back here on the Playbook. We appreciate you listening along with us. Some festive music from
Love it.
Brett.
It's not been a sleigh ride for the Vols.
Well,
Was that needed?
Oh, so I said, my mic was on. Sorry.
you know, oh gosh. Coming up in about 25 minutes, it's The Drive. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, the Bear, and Walker Smith. They've got Greg Polinsky on today, assistant coach for Tennessee basketball. Always worth hearing from him. Very, very smart guy. I had the opportunity to fill in last year with Bob on his show, and they had Polinsky on a good bit, and he's a smart guy, man. So make sure to tune into that. The Drive, Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, the Bear, and Walker Smith rounding out your day here on Fan Run Radio. All right. I want to talk Tennessee basketball, but I also want to talk about this Legend Bay. We've been on the air, folks, so we haven't seen this. But I'm scrolling on Twitter during the break, and apparently 4-star athlete Legend Bay tweeted out, quote, "Good afternoon. I was just recently logged out of my Instagram and probably will be logged out of this account as well by my older brother who has access to my account because I won't sign to the school him and my mother wants." Legend Bay.
I'm sorry, what?
So as we know, so Bay was committed to Tennessee originally.
Right.
About 3 or 4 weeks ago, visited Ohio State, flipped to the Buckeyes. Brian Hartline leaves yesterday, the offensive coordinator for the Bucs, now taking the job at South Florida. And Bay does not sign because, you know, you lose your main recruiter. You got to think about things. He signed with Tennessee yesterday, but the rumors were that he didn't want to go there and that his mother and his family signed off on him going there.
To Tennessee.
So now we've got a deleted tweet that says, quote, "Good afternoon. I was just recently logged out of my IG and probably will be logged out of my account as well by my older brother who has access to this account because I will not sign to the school my brother and mother wants." That's fake? Okay. He's saying that's fake. But there's also another one that said, "We have your back," and it's like an AI. Am I wrong? I'm not like
I'm letting this kid walk. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to report this incorrectly, but Sleeper College Football is put a post out about it.
Sports Illustrated and 24/7 Sports just posted about it.
Okay, so it is a legit screenshot.
There's people at least talking about it.
This is stupid. I don't need more of this.
I know.
I'm sorry. We got enough.
Well, the weird thing, if you go look at Legend Bay yesterday, his whole thing is all Ohio State. Like if you go look, like his signing day was all Ohio State.
I'm not dealing with this, dude. I'm sorry. This is crazy.
It's interesting because he's from Texas, and I feel like with Boo, there's a lot of he felt like he maybe had to go to Tennessee or something, but you've no tie to. I don't know. I wonder why his mom wants him to go here.
Look, Sports Illustrated put out a report about 24/7 Sports is too. It seems a legit tweet. Garrett's chiming in saying he tweeted it and deleted it like 10 minutes later. I imagine someone else did. Here's my thing. If the guy doesn't want to be here, then let him go.
Yeah.
Don't force a guy to come here. Fran Brown was talking about this yesterday, Syracuse head coach. They've got a 5-star wide receiver committed to him, Calvin Russell, out of Miami. And he didn't sign yesterday. And Fran Brown got up there and said, if they don't want to come here, that's fine. I wish them the best.
But but this guy committed to us before
I know.
decommitting.
I know. But I'm in the same boat as Fran Brown here. If they don't want to be here, then don't come. You don't want to have a situation where a guy just doesn't want to be here.
It's the same thing you just dealt with Boo Carter.
Well, I'd say it's similar. I'd say it's more similar to Nico. Boo Carter wanted to play here. He just had a lot of off-season issues. Nico, I think, wanted to be here, but also wanted to be somewhere else. They went for the best offer.
It's the easiest time. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just cut your ties. You got enough talented players coming in. You can lose a kid. You got enough talent coming back. It's not a position of need.
Do we think that this is what impacted Moa leaving?
Well, I think it definitely played a part in it because the allocations for Moa would have then been put to Legend Bay. Now, Moa got an offer that was pretty extreme. I don't think Tennessee wanted to match that anyway. I think if Bay decommits, I think it would take Tennessee out of the top 10.
I mean, it's all right.
Well, I mean, it's a milestone, though. You're number 7 class in the country.
Right now,
You're going to drop 3 spots because of Legend Bay?
That's what
He's not even your top skill.
That's what the chat's saying.
He's not even
right
your
now.
top skill position player coming in.
That's what the chat's saying.
He's a 5-star though, right?
No, he's a
4-star.
4 to 3.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean he's similar to he's better than Tyreek Key, but he's a similar type player. I mean, Joel Wyatt's here, Tristan Keys. I mean, you got plenty of guys coming in, and not to mention what you have on the roster currently at this position. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, it's unprecedented. We've seen stuff like this happen before. We're you guys remember Jacob Copeland? Not Jacob Jacob Copeland. Florida wide receiver that committed, and his mom and stood up and left. It was between Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Committed to Florida. His mom wanted him to go to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Now, he ended up going to Florida, and that was the school he wanted to go to. His mom wanted him to be at Tennessee. Now, he wasn't some star player. He was, he was a 5-star receiver at the time. He was. But if he doesn't want to be here, then don't make him come here. I'd love to know
especially if the parents are the ones.
Well,
that
I'd love to know
I'd
love to know the dynamic of what the mom is saying or what the parents are saying. Why are they making him go to Tennessee? What's the rationale behind that?
I know. I'm always curious if it's financial or, I mean, if you're not from Tennessee, because that would be a reason. But
yeah, he's from Texas.
He didn't have to sign yesterday. I mean,
I know.
He's not. his parents signed for him, right? And that because he's 17.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Mhm.
because it's financial,
Mhm.
so I don't know. It's crazy. I'm not dealing with this though. This is nuts.
We keep seeing a lot of unprecedented
I know.
things.
Welcome to college football.
Yeah.
Blake Gregory goes. It would drop us to 9th, actually, not outside of the top 10. Would still be a top 10 class without him.
I mean, weren't we 10th last year?
11.
Oh.
But the top 10 class has some pizzazz to it.
Yeah. Wait, are we above Georgia still? I know we were when we were number 5.
I think
we're
you're like
7.
3rd or 4th in the conference.
7. His mom likes the coaches better at Tennessee, is what Blake Gregory heard from the YouTube chat.
Hmm.
All right, we'll hit the phones real quick. We got Roberto on the line. What's up, Berto?
No.
Sorry. Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, we can hear
There
you.
we go now.
Yeah, I was fielding a text actually about Legend Bay as you guys were talking. So sorry, it took me a second. I'm with you guys. Like, dude, if you don't want to be here, take his $1 million and give it to somebody else. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want people who don't mind getting their money but want to be here, and he won't. But he is a damn fool. If he, I mean, his national letter of intent is signed. According to every service, he is signed. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loses his one-time transfer if he transfers in 3 weeks when he can legally transfer himself. You realize he'll be 18 in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Age of majority in the state of Texas is 18. So, yeah, he'll be a freaking moron, but somebody's in his ear. There's two things at play here. Maybe he doesn't like it here. Maybe we're a bunch of, big stupid heads that are behind the times and we're not as cool as Ohio State and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. I don't care. It also could be that he went to Ohio State and he flipped because he found fine Philly up there, or he got involved in something he shouldn't have been. And mama and daddy or mama and older brother go, yeah, no, we're not letting you do that with your life. That is exactly what happened to T. Higgins here. Period. That's why he went to Clemson. It had nothing to do with them paying him under the table, which they did. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with he was involved with people here he should not have been. And his mom told him to leave. It was in his best interest. That's why this kid who's 17 years old should not be making decisions for himself. Sorry, I'm an old man. Let me shout at these clouds from my porch.
No, yeah, I mean, look.
My daughters are 4.5 years younger than this guy. No way in hell am I letting them make career and life-altering decisions at 17 years old.
It's a lot, yeah.
Well, even last
You
year,
think?
we saw, I think it was Jaron Kiawe Sakapulatelli. He was committed to Oregon and then flipped to Cal, and he had signed with Oregon and transferred to
So
Cal.
I guess he wasted his automatic transfer, his 1-year automatic transfer.
So then
Right.
are you saying that even if he doesn't want to go to Tennessee, that you think he should do whatever his mom wants him to?
I'm saying I don't care what he does after he turns 18. I know it's only 3 weeks, but that's his prerogative. If he wants to go ruin his life somewhere, go ruin your life. But don't do it. If your mom and brother, I think it's his older brother, are his advisors, and they're saying, don't do this, this is better for you, listen to people who know you and care about you. Don't listen to your 18-year-old hormones.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell y'all what happened.
And I don't think there is a, bad approach to this either way. I think you have to, value, as you said, value those who know you best, care about you the most, and want you to be in the most successful
Tennessee's
position.
not paying him as much as Ohio State's willing to, so it's not about money. I
Yeah.
don't care what anybody tells you. That's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah.
Tennessee is paying him second wide receiver money like they were going to do Moa. And Moa wanted first wide receiver money, and that ain't happening. Okay? We've got one of those. He's also known as the best one in high school football.
Yep.
So we're not going to eschew our 5-star number one wide receiver who's best friends with our 5-star number one quarterback for some dude out of Texas that's maybe not even the third best receiver in our lineup or the fourth best in Moa. I think the King kid from Catholic is the second best athlete in this class for us. How about that for a hot take?
Yeah, I will say I like Bay's speed a lot. I think you could use that, and I think he is his highlights are most definitely there. Look, he is a great player. He's a guy that
Playing
I think
quarterback, you mean?
Well, yeah, just the speed, as a playmaker is what I was saying. Like he's
you still got to learn the route tree.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can put there have been plenty of college wide receivers that were quarterbacks in
So
high
you're
school.
going to take Bay over King. So we need to tell King to skedaddle on?
No, I'm not saying that, Roberto. I'm just saying.
Sounds like what you're saying.
I would have rather had Salisi Moa. I said that at the top of the broadcast today.
Just to make sure, the Memphian is saying that Tennessee needs to eschew the Knoxville kid, just to make sure for a Texas kid. Just tracking here, right?
I'm not saying that. I'm looking at the positive of Legend Bay. I'm looking at the
Tiger Will.
I'm looking at the positives. I'm looking at the positives.
He's
here.
a nice player. There's no doubt
His
that he
name's
needs
awesome.
to be here.
It has nothing. Yeah, it's nothing to do with his
Yeah,
name.
I mean he's got a legendary name.
He's making a mockery of everything.
We got another guy whose last name is King. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right. The legend and the king. I mean, it's a Legend King law firm. I mean, we could have a great thing, but if you don't want to be at Tennessee, I don't want you here.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think that should be the case
with
everywhere.
my coaches. Josh Heupel on Saturday last looked like a man who did not want to be present at the University of Tennessee. He looked like a man who had been interviewing with Penn State. And that's okay. If you don't want to be here, please leave. I don't like you. If you don't want to be here, I don't like you. We're not friends anymore.
I think Heupel wants to be here.
I think I agree with that. But on Saturday, he certainly didn't look it. And if you disagree with that, let's have a coffee and we'll talk about it. Because he looked like a man that was checked out. I don't know why. But then again, you do that, and then you look at this recruiting class. Like, that's not a coach that's checked out.
Yeah.
And that's not a defensive line coach that's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even though that's what I've heard. That doesn't look like that to me. Not when you pull JJ Finch and I'm forgetting the other kid.
Carter
right
Gooden.
at the end. Those dudes are studs. Those are SEC level defensive linemen ready to be had.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Rodney's not leaving. Maybe Golish isn't his cup of tea, because I know they were here together. But I mean, the only other thing, guys, and this is really why I called. I'm sorry I got long-winded. I always do that, but like, why does Tim Banks still have a job?
Yeah. Right.
If you worked for me, your ass would have been fired Saturday at what, like 8:47?
Who would you want to hire, though?
Oh, who would I want to hire?
Mm-hmm.
How much time you got?
Well, we're up against the break.
I'll give you this one, and this is who we ought to hire. He's best friends with Rodney Garner. They coached together at Auburn. His name is Will Muschamp. He's a diabolical recruiter. See ya.
His kids went to Baylor as well. Baylor and Chattanooga. Yeah. His son now plays for Vanderbilt. Backup quarterback. Or third string quarterback right now. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap things up. Stay right here. It's Playbook, presented by VIP Play.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
All right, back here on the Playbook, wrapping things up. Talking defensive coordinator, Blake Gregory says Jim Knowles. Aiden Sadati says if Muschamp had interest being a DC again, he would have already done it by now. Not a bad point. And Mega Boy,
Amazing,
who I've noticed in this chat a couple of times this week, he's got a Texas PFP profile picture for those that don't know acronyms. I'm a Texas fan. Figure that one out. Y'all are holding him hostage. He's come in this chat a couple of times this week.
Holding who hostage?
Legend Bet.
Oh.
I don't think anyone's being held hostage, Mr. Texas.
Wonder if he lives in Knoxville.
I'm interested.
Why are
I'm
you
interested
listening?
how Mega Boy, Texas
Yeah.
fan, gets in this chat all the time.
Mm.
I'm not hating. I'll take your viewership. I
Well,
will.
maybe he's starting to get in the chat since we play him next year.
That may be true. Mega Boy, tell me what you think about the Tennessee Vols, and we'll
What
see.
you think about Arch coming up and getting some next year?
I like Arch. Hey, Mega Boy, I like Arch.
You do love Arch.
I've always supported Arch. I
You
thought
have.
he's dealt a bad hand of cards.
We share the love of Mannings. So
Yeah. Final thoughts as we wrap things up today. Coming up next, it's The Drive. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, the Bear, and Walker Smith. They got Greg Polinsky on the show today.
GP.
Man, he knows his stuff. We didn't get a ton to talk about Tennessee basketball. We can hit on it tomorrow because the game's Saturday. But any final thoughts on this Thursday, Allie? You had the great Christmas swap on Tuesday. If you missed that, we had a great Christmas swap, even though it's 21 days away from Christmas. It was 23 days away from Christmas at the time. Any final thoughts, Allie? You got to give me some in here. 3 minutes.
on the spot.
On the
like
spot.
that?
On the
That's
spot. I don't have
crazy.
anything. Well, the shaker
Wow.
fries were really, that was, that when you brought that up.
I have something.
Okay, go.
We always talk about fast food, I feel like. But when we were in our conversation about McDonald's and bringing the shaker fries over from Europe, you say, why haven't they brought over any gluten-free items? Every fast food chain in Europe, for some reason, has gluten-free, which I feel like is much more common in America. Why is Europe on that train sooner?
Well, I'll tell you, the first thing is that American food is highly processed, highly fake, enriched wheat flour. If you ever go look at, your box of whatever you like, enriched wheat flour means like they just took all the nutrients out of it, basically. In Europe, they have a gluten-free flour, like gluten-free wheat. Like they take the gluten out of the wheat and they can still process it. It's funny you bring this up. Last night I'm on TikTok scrolling. This guy named Bobby Approved. You ever seen this guy? Bobby Approved?
No.
Really
No,
good stuff.
no.
He was taste testing 4 different pizzas, gluten-free pizzas. And one of them had European gluten-free wheat in it. Like it's wheat, but it's gluten-free wheat, and it comes from Europe. So my hypothesis to your answer or your question, Allie, is that America just likes putting a bunch of bad stuff in everyone.
Yeah, too cheap. I will say have you been to Adobo?
Yes.
Well, no.
I don't know if you could eat it, but I can eat it, which I used to be more sensitive, so it's maybe gotten better, but it's sourdough pizza shipped from Europe. I have a friend that works there, so she knows the ins and outs, and I can eat the European sourdough pizza. So it's very exciting.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's less processed too.
There is a pizza joint in Nashville called Midnight Oil. Gluten-free, fresh pizzas on demand.
Yeah,
I haven't had a fresh. I went there this summer. I hadn't had a fresh pizza in probably 5 years, and it was honestly one of the best. Just a very wholesome experience.
Oh, that's exciting.
I
I
know.
do miss getting pizza by the slice because that's
Yeah.
not an option when you're gluten free.
Now, I had to pay the price for it. It was
Yeah.
expensive,
I
but
bet.
I was overjoyed to eat it and enjoy it.
Have you been to Disco Chicken?
Oh, what now?
Disco Chicken?
Disco Chicken.
never heard of
Fried
it.
chicken, gluten free. They have mac and cheese,
Where at?
donuts, Kearns Food Hall.
Oh,
Really good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to dance on over there to Disco Chicken, Brett. How about that? You
Oh
like
my
that?
gosh.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for
I'm just
a
gonna be quiet.
Thursday edition of the Playbook presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you hanging out with us. For Brett Hollander and Allie Campbell, I'm William Pattison. Coming up next, it's The Drive live on Fan Run Radio.